Hi everyone. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Sorry about that. Hi guys. Unfortunately, we're all at home now, so the only tech support I have is my dear husband Ron, who's going to come and wave at you. So here he comes before we start.
Hello everybody.
There he is. So he's the tech support. Therefore, we're not going to be able to read your comments and respond to them at all. So I'm just going to get right into it. Hopefully you can all see. If not, we are recording this. We're recording it on another camera, and it will be posted on YouTube, and it will be posted on this page as well. So you'll be able to see it that way. I see a lot of hearts going up, so I guess that means that you can hear me. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of introduction. I know there's a lot of you out there that know me very well, especially my family in Japan. Hello there. And for those of you that might not know me or have been here for the first time today, I'm a trance channel. You can read about my work at www.lyssaroyal.net. For today, we are just having a very somewhat short session. It's going to start with a channeling that I will give of the being Sasha, who many of you know from my books or workshops. And she is going to give you a message of some kind. And then we are going to move into a contact meditation. So many of you from who are readers of my books know about the contact work that I've done for about 30 years now. And today we are going to do that online. Finally, the technology is such that we can do something like this. I'm so grateful for it. And I will let Sasha say what she needs to say. I do want to say, though, that I hope she's going to talk about this window right now of significance in terms of energy, because I was waiting and waiting and waiting for the message to tell me when to do this event. And the message came quite clearly to do it at 5 o'clock Arizona time, which is now. So that's why we're doing it. I hope you will all enjoy it. As I said, there's a message first, then a meditation. So you should have yourself in a comfortable place where you can move into the meditation. Also, I'm going to be playing music here, some 528 hertz fractal music during the meditation, and I'm going to try for it not to be too loud to overwhelm the audio system. I don't know how it's going to work, but we'll see. Anyway, for now, I will bring Sasha in and let her talk to you, and we'll see what she has to say. For those of you that maybe have not seen me channel before, it's just going to be maybe about a minute while I close my eyes and make the connection. After almost 35 years of doing this, I'm able to do it more rapidly now than I was in the past. So let's begin. See you later. Greetings to everyone. It's Sasha here. Wonderful to share with you in this way. We are so very excited to spend this time with you. We do have to say that the Syrian being that you know named Hamon is also with me, and this is a joint event, let's say, that we are doing together. The first thing, though, that we would like to share with you is coming deep from our hearts, not just from me, but from all the teams that are working with you right now in this challenging time on your world. Some of you who have listened to our communications over the many years, you know that we've told a story. Actually, we've been telling this story since the 90s. And it was a story about our ancient Pleiadian civilization. What happened to us when we were making a shift or a leap in our consciousness. Some of you know the story. Basically speaking, on our world, there was what you might call a plague. It was a very serious disease that affected the immune system, and no one on our world could find any cure for it, and everything was tried. Over and over and over again, we tried. Nothing worked. And finally, as you know, when you feel desperate, that is when you often look inside. And so as my people in those ancient days looked within, we began to see the mechanism that was causing our plague on our world in these ancient times. Every planet, when they are about to make a shift, go through something similar as what you are experiencing now. Of course, the way it plays out on every planet is different, and Earth is no exception to that. So you are playing out your particular path, let's say. However, in our ancient world, what happened was that when we got so desperate that we looked within and really looked at our actions in the reality as a whole people, we began to see that a repeating pattern in our world was that we always pushed down what we did not want to see. You could call it pushing down the shadow, because we believed or we thought that if that was done, pushing it away, that somehow it would magically go away and everything would just be positive. But what we realized was that we were indeed, let's say, exacerbating the situation, making the situation worse by continuing to create polarity in that way. And therefore, we had to go through a period of darkness within ourselves. Sometimes in your world you call it the dark night of the soul. We had to go through a period where we were, in a sense, forced to look at our shadows, not just look at them with a critical or judgmental eye, but actually to own them and to understand why we've created them. And through that understanding, have compassion for the wounds within us and the pain within us that caused us to create such a situation on a mass level. You are being given an opportunity also on your world now to do very similar inner work. As we've said, your situation is uniquely yours. However, because we are, in a sense, related through our galactic family lineage, there is overlap in our pain and in our issues. And therefore, there is some overlap with Earth now. You know, there are so many people on your world who have been looking to the stars and wanting to make that connection with your family from other worlds, and in a sense viewing them as the potential of who you can become. However, you have been frustrated over this time, many of you have, because you've felt that somehow that connection was not there, and there was a pain, in a sense, about understanding why this connection cannot be made. And we have told you so many times that there are many, many factors involved in this, such as timing, for one. But one of the other very significant issues in making that open, meaningful contact of equals is that the planet that is going through their awakening process has to move through their own shadow in order to, in a sense, integrate that energy, move beyond the idea of polarity, and then walk into the new reality from a place where the reality is not seen through polarized eyes. Now, some planetary systems are given many opportunities to do this. This is, for your planet, the first major opportunity to take this step, to begin looking at yourself not with judgmental or polarized eyes, but in a sense from the eyes of the one consciousness. And as you begin to learn this and to know what this means for you and the power it has to transform your reality, you will learn how to, in a sense, pave the path. So each time you move toward a non-polarized consciousness, the path becomes easier and easier and easier. So this challenge you are in right now is one of your first steps. And yes, there is fear. Even those who maybe say they are not afraid, and instead they're showing their fear through anger by accusing others of this or that, or talking about, operations being done by covert groups to create all of this. Those stories are not helpful in this time, because those stories keep you away from the idea of integrating polarity. We are talking about an alchemical process within each and every consciousness that brings the poles together to create a transformation so that your consciousness literally shifts in frequency and in resonance. Now we know that on your world, this weekend time period, that there have been a lot of mass group meditations done. And we would say, ironically, that you would not have had as much attendance at these events if most of you were not in your homes, yes? So it is a very, very interesting synchronicity that you are being asked to create community from isolation. There is another paradox. So for those of us, your family, that are watching this unfolding on your world, we're going to make a little joke and maybe say we are like cheerleaders, because we are seeing the potential for you to make a massive shift in consciousness if during this time that you are in isolation, that you continue to go inward and you continue to connect with the one consciousness that you are, which is the same consciousness that everyone is, and view reality and yourself from that perspective. Now, before this event, the channel received some news, something that Ronald here had seen online, about how the Schumann resonance of your planet has spiked this weekend because of all the group events in consciousness that you have been doing. And we would like to encourage you to keep going. It doesn't even have to be millions. It can be you with your little pod, with your little family or your tribe, your spiritual friends, together even in small groups, makes a huge difference. Since you are in what you call isolation, most of you at this time, it is the perfect time to do this work now. In that way, it is a precious, precious opportunity. So you can imagine then, we're going to give you a little metaphor here. You know how sometimes maybe we don't even know if this is accurate on your world, so we're making up the metaphor. Let's say a woman is having a baby in an operating room, and it's a joyous event, of course, and many people want to see the birth. So they go to one of those observation rooms above the operation room, and they watch with joyous anticipation the birth of this baby. That is a perfect metaphor for what we, your star family, are viewing right now on Earth. We are watching the first of many births of the new consciousness on your world. However, right now, you are in labor. So it hurts, and it's scary, and you might feel like it's never going to end. However, please know that if you breathe, yes, just like in labor, if you breathe and relax and connect with those that you love and who love you, then you can facilitate a more easy birth. Because truly, when you get to that centered place within you, in this tsunami or this hurricane, you will see that there is truly, really nothing to fear except your own shadow. And that is something that you can meet and love and integrate and pass through for your own alchemy and your own transformation much more easily than you might believe that you can. So we are cheering you on. We are so very excited for this work that you are doing, even though some of you might feel you're not really doing anything. But you are beginning to. We perceive this week of your time on your world, the energy is going to start to shift, and those of you who are sensitive will begin to feel it. It's already shifted in the last 2 days, but it is going to shift even more. If you continue to do your inner work, meeting your shadows, loving your shadows instead of blaming them and pushing them away, forgiving them and embracing them and loving them for what they can teach you, the alchemy of that on a mass level will shift your planetary consciousness even more than you can possibly imagine. So your family from the stars, we are watching you. Of course, we cannot interfere. We cannot make you do anything. We cannot fix anything for you. But we can be present in large numbers so that you can feel our love in a way maybe that you have never, ever felt before. Many of you who are watching this we know have had unusual UFO or ET sightings lately. We've heard from many people that sightings are changing and they're happening very more frequently, especially during this time. And we would say that is because of what we've just said. There are so many of us here connecting with you, and sometimes when you when you try to make the connection with us at a time such as this, the veils are very thin, and therefore we are more easily perceived. This brings us great joy because it is saying that you have been able to move your frequency in such a way that you are able to, in a sense, melt the veils a little bit more. So keep up the good work, we would say, and please know that your family is here with you in larger numbers than you can imagine, silently watching and sending you all the love that is possible within our hearts. So tonight, what we would like to do then is to do a guided meditation with you that, for those of you who do what you call CE-5 or contact work or contact meditations, this is the type of meditation we are going to do with you. However, it is not for the purpose of having an ET party, so to speak, meaning it's not for the excitement of seeing things or experiencing phenomena. It is more for you to go deep, deep within and connect to a part of your consciousness that maybe you've understood intellectually but have not necessarily easily connected with, even though you've wanted to. And this is the part of you that is holographic. This brings you back to the one consciousness of which all beings are a part. Those of you who read the book, The Golden Lake, this one here, you know that we talked about this in terms of Pleiadian philosophy and how you are like drops in a lake. And you can choose to identify as the drops, or you can choose to identify as the lake. You can also go back and forth because you are still human. And as a human, you still have a body, and therefore you still have the responsibility to care for the body and to live life as a human, but also to remember who you truly are. Therefore, the meditation we will do with you tonight will help you to vibrationally connect in to the remembrance of this aspect of who you really are. And the details of the meditation are not so important. The words are simply a vehicle for the frequency that we are helping you to tap into. So we're going to ask you now to get yourself comfortable if you haven't already. And if there are any televisions or anything on, please mute them. Get into a quiet space as much as you can. And at the end of the meditation, if you wish to continue the meditation, please do so. We know some of you are in Europe, and probably it is the middle of the night. We are sorry about that. You can go right to sleep and continue the work in your sleep state. All right, so we're going to get the music queued up, and it'll give you a minute or so to get yourself settled. Take some deep and comfortable breaths. And we're just going to do a little body relaxation exercise. So bringing your attention to your feet. Relaxing the feet and toes. And relaxing the ankles. And the shins and calves and the knees. Relaxing the thighs. And relaxing the hips and pelvis. Relaxing the belly and the lower back. Relaxing the rib cage. Relaxing the chest and shoulders. And relaxing the arms all the way down to the fingertips. Relaxing the neck. And relaxing the jaw and all the muscles in the face. Even relaxing the ears and the scalp. And allow yourself to imagine you are floating in an egg filled with water, like one of those flotation tanks. And your body floats effortlessly. And you begin to feel yourself floating in this safe space high above your earth. And you can see the little bubbles of everyone else's pod who is doing this meditation with you all over the globe, also floating upward. Allow yourself to feel the unity of your vibration together. This small group of humanity who are today representatives of the human part of the galactic family. And as you float through the solar system, farther and farther away from the earth, you can feel that you are moving toward an energy or a light, however you wish to interpret it. But it is like a magnet. It is the one hologram, of which you are but a tiny fractal. And you allow yourself to float toward this energy field like a drop approaching a lake. And you allow yourself to merge with this energy field or this lake and become one with it. At any time, you can recreate the singularity of your personhood. But for now, let yourself float in this hologram or this golden lake. This is a realm that is beyond language, and it is beyond polarized thought. So it is difficult to communicate with words or thought what you will experience here. But you can feel it. You can know it. And know that this hologram of the one consciousness is, in a sense, retuning you, reminding you of the one consciousness that you are. Give yourself a moment to rest here in this beautiful space, and then we will move forward in a moment. Within this one hologram, a solidification is taking place. Energy is forming what you might identify to be a large extraterrestrial ship. It is not metal. It is actually created from your consciousness. This ship now takes a journey away from the hologram and toward Earth. You are within this ship, but you are the lake. You are the ship itself. There is no separation. And as you get closer to Earth, you see all the other ships, large, organic, conscious ships watching your planet. Can you feel what they feel? The love, the anticipation, the joy, and the excitement most of all. The excitement of a birth. This ship that you are is no way an expression of polarity. It is only an expression of the one. And so as it looks at your world, it does not see bad guys and good guys. It does see, though, many people in pain, the pain of birth. But yet, the joy to see the new baby, so to speak. Each of you doing this meditation will now have your own experience. And while many of your experiences might overlap, some of them might also be very unique to you. So we are going to give you some time now in silence for you to explore this experience now in the deepest way possible for you today. Know each of you has a team of guides and perhaps extraterrestrial contacts who are working with you to meet your unique needs. So allow yourself to relax into the energy now. Have your own experience. And then, when we feel the time is right, for those of you that wish to return, we will guide you back. If you wish to remain in this place, you may do so, and you can even drift off to sleep. But if you wish to return, then we will guide you to do so. Your individual bubble or individual egg that you are still floating within now begins to separate from the larger ship. You begin to become aware of your human identity, but still remain connected to and remembering the identity of you as the one hologram. Your bubble begins floating down into the Earth's atmosphere. You can see the bubbles of all the other participants scattering around the planet. And your bubble goes to the area of the Earth where your body is. So you allow yourself to feel your body now, lying down or sitting, and still let yourself feel that liquid that you were floating within. It is calm, it is peaceful, and it carries the frequency of the one hologram. And even when you begin to more fully express through the human identity, that connection will always be there. So you can begin to move your body very gently, maybe moving fingers and toes, and take a big, deep breath into your lungs of that liquid energy of the hologram, and let it move to every cell in your body. Your friends, your family from the stars are walking side by side with you right now, for we have gone through this process that you have gone through. We will never let go of your hand. Thank you for allowing us to be of service today. There may be other events. We shall give the instructions to Lyssa if that is the case. But for now, we carry you in our hearts as we know we are in yours. We are so very proud of you. And as we are fond of saying, keep going. You are paving the road to a new future. Right now, the birth is painful. Keep breathing, keep relaxing, keep remembering you are really the one. Much love to you from my team. Until next time, Lyssa will be back in a moment. Thank you all for participating today in our first attempt to do this. As I said at the beginning, we will save this and it will be on our YouTube channel, and we will put it on the Facebook page so you can watch it again and share it with your friends. I'm so grateful that you all participated. I feel like this has been a very important window for us to connect with each other and hold each other's hands as we move to the next phase of our evolution. So thank you for being with me, and until next time, I send you lots of love too, and see you later. Bye.